First of all, I would like to welcome all the panelists for this discussion and the audience once again. So it's a great responsibility on my shoulder to drive a post-lunch session. So hoping to keep it interesting for every one of you. So the topic of discussion for today is From Ledger to the Cloud, Reinventing the Heart of Cooperative Banking. And I believe this entire summit is all about. It's all about talking about the digital transformation and what things can be done in order to digitally transform the existing system. And it's been a long journey from where the banking has started, from the regular journals and now how the banks are using AI as a system. So it's been quite a journey, I believe, and now I would like to take this discussion ahead, understanding the view of all the panelists. So I'll begin with Sankaranarayanan, sir. So your question is that according to you, what are the significant challenges and roadblocks you see for the adoption?
That's a very nice question, because the people who are assembled here are urban cooperative banks, which are small in size. Most of the urban cooperative banks, they are small in size. So this is creating a what we call something which is beyond the reach of small banks to reach the level that the Reserve Bank of India expects. They expect the State Bank of India to do certain things. They expect Saraswat Cooperative Bank 1 trillion crore business to do something. And they expect the smallest of the tiny urban cooperative bank, which is having 10 crore deposit and 6 crore advance, to do the same thing at the same level with the same precision. This is what we are discussing here. It has to be done. There is no doubt that technical advancement is necessity of the time. We cannot bypass it. There are no shortcuts. But there are certain issues, challenges that we need to address before we go further. Or that only will be the enabler for us to acquire the required standard that is expected by the Reserve Bank of India. There are many, but I can put it into 3 small headings. Everything comes under that. One is that legacy technology and financial constraints. Most urban cooperative banks are using monolithical, local not in the sense that it is from their area, but the small-time core banking solution vendor. And this, I need to, with all regrets, all apologies to you, I have to tell, these urban cooperative banks live at the legacy of their service providers, especially the core banking service provider. Sorry, Madhu. Sometimes what they do, they will not share the data. They will not allow you to leave at all. The key is with me. The huge lock is with you. No problem. Key is with me. Am I correct? Whether the audience agree with this position? And the small person who provides the software, they don't have enough resources to upgrade their own software, nor do they leave us. Flexibility is not at all there. If you have an API, new API that you bought from some other vendor, your software provider is not able to support it. So you are gone for toast. Again, movement from one software vendor to another software vendor is beyond the imagination of most urban cooperative banks. Take it from me, this is a fact, though nobody admits, because Reserve Bank of India mandates that the bank should have installable data. Data is there, but the table structure will not be there. Gone, no? This is what is faced by the banks. And again, that is one side, technology side of that. Another side is financial side. Banks are finding it difficult to meet the minimum capital adequacy requirements. They don't have capital. At the same time, for moving from the present level of the software to upgrade it even by 1 inch, lot of capital is required. Commercial banks, they can raise capital from the market. They can make a rights issue, they can go for a public issue, they can go for private placements. Every avenue is available to the commercial banks and fintech companies also. But what do the poor urban cooperative bank do? Their shareholders are the common man, Aam Aadmi Ka bank hai. Nobody is going to invest in the bank. So where do we find capital to support the technology development growth in the bank? This is one issue. Another issue, human capital. Human capital and we can call cultural resistance. Samskriti ki pratidhodh. वो भी होता है. How many of us can raise our hands when a question is asked? Whether all your 100% of the staff members understand what is technology? Simple question. What is technology? How things happen in the computer? They will tell, I cannot go into this and see it. Though to the extent possible, they will resist only. We have seen. I am from State Bank of India. I have seen how the migration happened from manual ledger to the systems there. People tell that I do not know how to move the mouse. They are told that there are 26 letters, but they are not arranged in the order. I learned ABCD, this is some Quartz key. All such things. Fortunately, all those generations have retired, and they are all now playing with the Facebook and WhatsApp. That's the funny part of it. But our staff members are still like that. Why should we have it? Ledger to ledger banayega. Why should you input everything into the system, this box? Nobody can enter into it and find out what is inside it. This is the environment in which we work, where we are asked to have data analysts at our bank. We should have cyber security analysts at the bank. We should have hundreds of other people in the bank. But the raw material what we have is very limited. I do not know about other Karnataka state. In Kerala, the posts are decided by the government of Kerala. Number of posts. You cannot deviate from that. Selection process is there. Government selects the people and give to the bank. So if you ask for a person, CISO, this is the requirement of a CISO, he should be CISO certified person. Government does not understand that. This is a situation in which we in Kerala work. And I understand many of the people outside Kerala also, across the country, pan-India, this is the situation. We have the shortage of skill. Then again, organizational inertia is there. Brand-centric approach is there. Instead of digital-centric approach, instead of mobile-centric transaction, people still believe that across the counter, OTC, or the counter. This is the concept people are having. Brand-centric. This branch customer, that branch customer, nobody understands that he is the bank's customer and he should be able to try and do his business anywhere on the sale points. People do not understand. And above all, the directors are here, chairman are here, maybe. But my reading is that to drive the board to a decision, that is the most difficult task. Directors are living in the same era in which they were born. Now the things have changed. The situation has changed. That is not being understood by the directors. Why can't we go like this? This is the question. वो करना पड़ेगा, बहुत ज़्यादा पैसा चाहिए. Expenditure mat karo. Nobody understands. Technology is an investment. People consider it as an expense. It's an investment. Nobody understands that. Third one is regulatory compliance and cyber risk. Reserve Bank will tell lot of things. Everything has to be done immediate. CERT is there. CERT will tell. So the RBI CSIT is there. CSIT will generate the circular. This is to be done. How a small urban bank will run to that phase to speed to achieve that milestone? Mostly he will hit at the milestone and fall down. Then security vulnerability. The most target of cyber criminals are now urban cooperative banks, that too with own IFSC. And take it from me. They know not alone cyber criminals, but also terrorists also. Those who do money laundering also. Because they can do the transaction through urban cooperative bank, where the riders to generate a suspicious transaction report is very limited or nil. At the same time, they have IFSC, so the transaction will not go through any other bank. They will get their business done. Hundreds of inward RTGS, NEFT, UPI will come. Suddenly they will withdraw the money. They will vanish, and this money will go to undesired places. Urban cooperative banks are the targets. Bought accounts by the Hawala traders, money launderers. They buy accounts. Where do they ask people to open accounts? You know? Urban cooperative banks, because the urban cooperative banks have the access to the entire payment system. At the same time, their filtering ability is very much limited. So they find a very safe haven in urban cooperative banks. These are all the challenges what we face. And when we speak about the CBS technology providers, everything there is a law in India. Everything there is a law in India. Except information technology. There is no law in India. What we require is a information technology regulatory authority to protect the interest of the ultimate consumer, including urban cooperative banks, small-time shops, small MSME. All these companies are subscribing to the software provided by the software company, but there's no law to regulate and protect the interest of the consumer. So what I have done is, I have prepared an approach note and submitted to the Prime Minister of India.
That's a
We
great
need
thing,
a information technology regulatory authority work. Okay, I sent a letter to the Honorable Prime Minister of India, and from the Prime Minister's office I got a call asking for the soft copy of my approach paper.
That's a wonderful news, sir.
Let us hope that it will take care, because that only will take care of the interests of the urban cooperative banks as well as the other end users of software technology. This is what I have to tell now.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for that wonderful insights. I got some very critical points which will I cover in the conclusion. So thank you for your views, sir. Moving on to Harish. So we have spoken about the challenges in the entire digital transformation. Now I want to understand from you, what is the strategic roadmap, or we can call mitigation or way forward for doing this?
ಹಲೋ, ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರು ಹರೀಶ್ ಕಶ್ಯಪ್ ಅಂತ. ಕನ್ನಡ ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗತ್ತಾ? ಹಾಂ, ಓಕೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಯೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಬೆಟರ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಸೌತ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಫೈನ್. ದ ಮೈನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇಸ್, ಆಸ್ ಐ ಸರ್ said about this, what is that, the hurdles what you face in the road. First thing, you need to know what is your road. ರೋಡ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು? ರೋಡು? ಎನಿಬಡಿ? ಗುರಿ ತಲುಪಕ್ಕೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಡೆಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ನೇ ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅವರ್ ಡೆಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್, okay, then we will be nowhere. So when you know your destination only, you will approach the road. So ನಾನು ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿಂದ ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಮೈಸೂರು ರೋಡ್ ತೊಗೋತೀನಿ, ಇಲ್ಲದೇ ತುಮಕೂರು ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಮೈಸೂರಿಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲೇನಾಗ್ತಾಯಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ? ವೈ ಆರ್ ವಿ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್? ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಮ್ಮ ಅರ್ಬನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಮೊದಲು. ದೆರ್ ವಾಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಎ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್. ನೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್. ಯಾಕೆ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್. ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸಿಗೆ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ನ್ಯಾಷನಲೈಸ್ಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ದೇ ವರ್ ಸೇಫ್, ದೇ ವರ್ ಆರಾಮಾಗಿದ್ದರು. ಬಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಈ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ಟು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ? ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ನಮ್ದು ಏನು ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇವಾಗ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ರೂವ್ ಮಾಡೋದಲ್ಲ, ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಿದೆ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ರಿಟೈನ್ ಅವರ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್. ಅರ್ಬನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಲೂಸಿಂಗ್ their business just because they are not able to compete with the other banks. So we need to first keep up our business. That is our main target. Then improving it is our second target. But what we are doing, we are directly jumping into the second thing. I want business, without improving my whatever is the capacity of mine. So when you don't have the capacity first and you are targeted something, definitely you will not reach the goal. So that is what is required. That roadmap, what is where I am heading to and how will I go, that is the roadmap. That is the right word, roadmap. Because without that roadmap, we can't reach our destination, right? So your Google map ಬೇಕು ನನಗೆ, ಯಾಕೆ ಬೇಕು? ರೀಚ್ ದಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್. ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗೆ ಅದು ದಾರಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಎ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ಮೀ ದರ್. ಸೊ ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಆಯಿತಾ? ಗೂಗಲ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಾದಷ್ಟು ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಇನ್ನೂ ಏನೇನೋ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಶಾರ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟ್ ರೂಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು. ಹೌ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟ್ ರೂಟ್, ಹೌ ಟು ಟೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ಶಾರ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಟ್. ಇಫ್ ದೆರ್ ಈಸ್ ಸಮ್ ಹರ್ಡಲ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್, ಇವಾಗ ಆ ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ರೆಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ? ಯು ವಿಲ್ ರೀಚ್ ಲೇಟ್ ಟು ಯುವರ್ ಡೆಸ್ಟಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ದೆನ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದಟ್ ರೋಡ್, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಎನ್ ಆಲ್ಟರ್ನೇಟಿವ್ ರೋಡ್. ಸೊ ಇವನ್ ದು ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯುವರ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್ ಇನ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಎನಫ್. ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಟು ರೀಡ್ ದಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಪ್. That is what is required. So when it comes to the road map, there are three basic categories. One, as I said, you should know your destination, where you need to reach. And the second one is, what is the route you are taking. And the third one is, what is the risk involved. And the fourth one, elladikina major, how to mitigate that risk. It ನಾಲ್ಕು ನಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ we will not reach our destination, right? Following? Because it's mixture. ಕನ್ನಡ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್. ಓಕೆ, ಕ್ಯಾರಿ ಆನ್. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್. ಸೊ ಇವಾಗ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಇವಾಗ ವೆನ್ ಐ ಸಿ ದ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್, ಸೊ ಮೈ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್. ಸೊ ಐ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಎ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಗಳು, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಗೆಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಔಟ್. ಸೊ ಟು ಬಿ ಇನ್ ದ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್ is fine. How you do it. Correct? So what is required ali? You should plan your, first of all, you should see the feasibility check of it. So the financial feasibility, as Sir said, so we can't invest so much of a money and do nothing. So we should see the financial viability. How will I go with it? Then the support system, because as Sir said again, Sir has taken up all the things, but I'll be taking it up one by one. So it's like I need my support, because ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ ಯಾರು ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟು. ನನ್ನ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ಆಸ್ ಸರ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟೆಡ್ ಔಟ್, ದ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೇ ಎ ಮೇಜರ್ ರೋಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್, ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಹೂ ಆರ್ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ನ ಒಂಥರ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ, ಸ್ಟಾಫನ್ನೇ ಬೇರೆ ಥರ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ವಿ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಟೇಕ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ರೂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಬೋತ್ ಆಫ್ ದೆಮ್, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್? ಸೊ ದ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಹೂ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಟ್ರಾವೆಲಿಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಅಸ್, ದ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್, they will be of a different mentality. Morning I was hearing to one of our session sirs who was saying that AI will take away the things, so people are afraid of it, right? So AI is taking away. AI ಮಾಡಿದ್ಯಾರು? ನಾವೇ. AI ನ ಓವರ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಕೆಪಾಸಿಟಿ ನಮಗಿಲ್ವಾ? Definitely we will have that capacity. Only thing is we need to take that forward. So coming back to this one, convincing our people. So without convincing the people who are with us and the board, we can't take any step. ಬೋರ್ಡ್ನ ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಸ್ಟಾಫನ್ನು ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. ವಿತೌಟ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾಂಟ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ಸೊ ಬೋತ್ ಆರ್ ಕಾಂಟ್ರಡಿಕ್ಟರಿ. I can't pay them more because board says no, and I can't pay them less because I can't take the words of the board because without these people I can't work. So it's a contrary thing. So balancing is very much important. Without balancing you can't go ahead, right? So how best we can do it antandre, as Sir said, the APIs and the cloud-based environment and working under an umbrella, that is shared services. If you take up the shared services only, we can reduce the cost, running cost. Because illellanu running cost alla irodu. Even though, as Sir said, this is a very good point, technology is something which is an asset to us. It should not be taken as an expense. But what is happening is, the other party, the vendors also know that. So what they do, the starting thing, the capital investment of yours will always be less. The running cost, that is the AMCs, the additions, the add-ons is there, no? That is always at a higher side. So basically the vendor management is also one thing which need to be looked up very seriously. Because that is the reason I think we are, the Urban Bank Federation has come out with an umbrella organization which can be an umbrella for all of us, so that everything is a standardized and it's a uniform standard one. Yeah, so that the same applies to everybody. So we are that is the reason we need to just support that organization more. I don't know who will have been the members of that organization now. Most of them. That is the best one to do it, because we will have that shield. A shield iddaga, ಇವಾಗ ಏನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಫೈ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಕಷ್ಟ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಸೇರ್ಕೊಂಡ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಿಟಿಗೇಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಈಸಿಲಿ. ಓಕೆ, ದೆನ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ದ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್. ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನಪ್ಪ? ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನು? ದ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಡಾಟಾ ಪಾರ್ಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಡಾಟಾ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೇಫಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋತೀವಿ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ which comes in our banking business. ದುಡ್ಡು ಸೇಫಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಇಸ್ ಫೈನ್, ಅದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಡಾಟಾನೂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗಿರೋ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಮನಿ ನೌ. ಇಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಗೋಸ್ ಇನ್ ಟು ಸಮ್ ಅದರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್, it can be used in a different way. So that is the reason why this cyber security and other things have been imposed on us. It's not because it's something RBI ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ we should do it. It's not because RBI is insisting we need to do it. It's our customer data, right? It has to be with us. It should be very secure and safely taken care, because ಆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ನಮಗೆ KYC ನಮಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಅವ್ರ ಡಾಟಾ ನಮಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಆ ನಂಬಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ಹುಷಾರಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರಿಂದ. ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಲೋನು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಗೋಲ್ಡ್ ಯಾಕೆ ತಂದಿಡ್ತಾರೆ? ದುಡ್ಡು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ? ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್. ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಅವರ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಬಿಲ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಳ್ಕೊಂಬಿಟ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಆಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ಅವರ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ದೇ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್, ಒನ್ಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಾನ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಸೊ ಇವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ, ಒನ್ಸ್ ದ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗಾನ್, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಆಚೆ ಬರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಸೀನ್ ಮೆನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಟ್ರಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಏಬಲ್ ಟು ಕಮ್ ಅಪ್, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್. Risk, how to mitigate the risk? How? System should be in place. Our system should be in place annodikene RBI has come out with so many cyber security things, and all laws. Sir wanted a law in place, so I hope that will be in place soon, so that if something goes wrong, we can approach that. I mean, through that law, we can get into it and get a solution for it. So the thing is, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೈಬರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇವಾಗ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋ ಹಾಗೆ, ಐ ಆಮ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಯು ಆಲ್. ಸೊ ಸೈಬರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿನ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವೋ ಹೊರತು RBI ಇದನ್ನು, ಅದರಿಂದ ನಾವು ಸೇಫ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ ನಾಳೆ. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಟುಡೇ ಈಸ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್. The things which are going to come up later, it's more. ದ AI ಡ್ರಿವನ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು. ನೀವು ಆ ಡಾಟಾ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತೊಗೊಳತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ನೋದೇ ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಟ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಸೀಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಎಂಡ್, ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಫ್ರಮ್ ವೇರ್ ದ ಡಾಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಪಿಕ್ಡ್ ಅಪ್. ಸೊ ಹಂಗೆ ಬರೋವಾಗ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂದರೆ, ಇಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಕಾರ್ನರ್ಸ್, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಅವರ್ ಡಾಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಔಟ್. Right? So cyber security is basically because to mitigate all this. So that ನಾಳೆ ಆಗೋ ತೊಂದರೆನ ಇವತ್ತು ತಪ್ಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತಲೇ ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಹೌ ಮೆನಿ ಆಫ್ ಯುವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಗಾನ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್ ವಾಟ್ cyber security ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕ್ದು ಇದು ಸರ್ಟಿನ್ ಆಡಿಟ್. ಎನಿಬಡಿ ಸರ್ಟಿನ್ ಆಡಿಟ್? ನೋ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸರ್ಟಿನ್ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್. ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಅನಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಆಡಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವೇರ್ ಯು ನೋ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ವೀಕ್ನೆಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಯುವರ್ ವೀಕ್ನೆಸ್, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಅಹೆಡ್. ಸೊ RBI ಈಸ್ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಟ್ ದೋಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇರೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರ ಹತ್ರನೂ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ವಾಟ್ RBI ಇಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್. ಸೊ RBI ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಸಮ್ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕ್. ಆ ಫ್ರೇಮ್ವರ್ಕಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಗ್ಯಾಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ RBI. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಕ್ವೈರ್ಡ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಒನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ mitigating factor, and above all is the vendor management. If you don't know how to manage your vendor, you are gone for a toss. Because vendor, he will rule you like anything. Because everything is in his hands. ಯಾರ್ಯಾರ್ದು ಸರ್ವರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಇದೆ? 1, 2, 3. ಇನ್ನು ಮಿಕ್ಕಿದವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಾಟಾ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಡಾಟಾ ಸೆಂಟ್ರ್ ಯಾರು ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ? ವೆಂಡರ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ವೆಂಡರ್ಗೆ ಇದು ಅಗ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ನಾವು ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ? ನಮಗೆ ಡಾಟಾ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ವೆಂಡರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನ? ವೆಂಡರ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಶಿಫ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ ವೆಂಡರ್ ಒಪ್ಕೋತಾನ? ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ. ವೆಂಡರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ? ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನು ಕನ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹೊರತು ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅನ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಔಟ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಹಿ ವಿಲ್ ಲೂಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ RBI ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಇನ್ಸಿಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ವೆಂಡರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಐದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ವೇರ್ ವೆಂಡರ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ವೆಂಡರ್, ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್? ಯಾರು ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ದ ವೆಂಡರ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೇನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ RBI is asking for. He can't say no, ಬಟ್ ನೀವು ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ವೆಂಡರ್ಗೆ ಒಪ್ಕೋತಾನ? 100% ಒಪ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಹಾಂ ಹಾಂ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಟಿ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಬುಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಹಾಂ Yeah, you have implemented as an agreement. Just ask him about the agreement. Follow the agreement. Then you will know how it is, how risky, how this one it is. He has to give, but how many things you need to suffer? He doesn't give. Because, see, when you are going out, the data ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ ಕರೆಕ್ಟು, the migration thing ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, migration is again a thing which will take you, because the person who is coming in, he either period iruttalla, what do you say, that transition period, from you are going from the old vendor to the new vendor. There should be a coordination between the old vendor and the new vendor. If that is not there, your migration will not happen. You may expect that the migration will happen in a considerable amount of time of 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, whatever. But if the coordination is not there between the two vendors, you go approach RBI or whatever the law says, okay, it will not happen. So that vendor management is also a very key role.
Correct.
Okay, so these are the main things which need to be covered up. I mean, this should be the roadmap. So to get into this era, the digital age.
Yeah, perfectly defined, and I think you have addressed the pain point of everyone. Almost everyone was involved. But as a vendor or a TSP who's moderating that panel, I'm really happy because I'm addressing all the concerns. So I can see a lot of opportunity in working with all of you. So yeah, thank you for your views, Harish. Moving on to Syed ji. So we have addressed on the challenges part, then on the roadmap. So I would like to understand from you, what are the opportunities you see through this digital transformation?
Hello, namaste everyone. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to be in a panel on one of the member. Today, the urban banks are facing very much difficulties for implementation of technology, especially the cooperative banks. They want at part to the nationalized banks or commercial banks, even that small banks. But due to their capital investments, all these factors play very much crucial roles for implementation of technology as compared to the commercial and nationalized banks, this one. Because of capital expenditure, we can't afford each and every technology what is offering for the nationalized banks and the commercial banks. So, first of all, we have, while selecting the CBS vendor or any technology add-ons we are adding to our banking solutions, first of all, we have to select the vendor properly in a correct selecting his background and choosing all the facilities can be provided or not. It has to be with the agreement when we implement that CBS or any technology we adopt. So basically, while transforming from the ledger, this format of banking to technology side, this is a crucial situation, sir, and both of them has explained very well regarding the implementing and choosing the technologies. Especially the technology what we are using presently, it is far behind we are using because the cooperative banks cannot afford, especially the AI tools, whatever it may be, what nowadays we are asking. So while choosing, that is the basic thing we have to have while adopting all the necessary technology situations. So as far as the security is concerned, that is, it has to be mandatorily we have to implement. Otherwise, our security data cannot be at part. That is, it cannot be so safe and so secured. As far as RBI guidelines, that has to be implemented at very well by selecting as per the RBI guidelines. I think so, sir. That is the thing. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much for your view, Syed ji. So, moving on to Chandrasekhar ji, I want to understand your view on the API banking ecosystem.
Hello everyone. Actually, digital payment ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಈಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿಮಮ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸು ಇನಿಷಿಯಲ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೋ. ಬಟ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ದಂಗೆ ಈಗ CTS ಒಂದು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸೂ ಸಬ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ CTS ಒಂದು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋದನ್ನೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಮತ್ತು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಡಿಲೇ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಇದು ಡಿಜಿಟಲ್ ಪೇಮೆಂಟ್ನ ನಾವು ಮುಂದಿನ ದಿನಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸಬ್ ಮೆಂಬರ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ನಮಗಿದು ಒಂದು ಸಮಸ್ಯೆನೇ ಈ ಥರ ಇದೇ ಥರ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತೀವಿ. ಮತ್ತು ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೇನು ಅಂದರೆ CBS ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬರೋದೇನು ಅಂದರೆ RBI ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡೇಟಾನ ಸರ್ವರ್ನ ನೀವು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಕ್ಲೌಡು ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಾವು CBS ವೆಂಡರ್ಸು ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. CBS ವೆಂಡರ್ಸಿಂದ ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಭಾರಿ ಸರ್ಕಸ್ನೇ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ತುಂಬ ಅದು ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಟಿ ಪ್ಲ್ಯಾನಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೂ ಅದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನು ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೇ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಅದು ನಾನು ನೋಡಿರುವಂಗೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಇದಿದೆ ಸರ್.
So, Madhusudhan ji, you would like to add something on that?
Yeah, I will add. So, we will discuss on this basically this API-driven banking ecosystem. How we have to have an ecosystem where API can be used very scalable, highly usable and profitable. Now, what we are thinking, API means some application programming interface which bank has to adopt because I need some NEFT RTGS or I have to do some payment gateway transaction. For this purpose, I need this technology. But no bank is thinking on how we have to use this API as a profitable medium to bank. We are investing, as sir is saying, we are investing. Yes, we will invest until and unless we get some revenue out of that. It is not usable just by investing. Now what we have to think, so if I am selecting any API, if I have to build an ecosystem, earlier our legacy ecosystem means what? I have deposit, I have loans, I have some transaction, that basic banking we are doing. But Nowadays, everybody is using mobile app, everything. But are we approaching those customers? Are we approaching those Gen Z people where they can use our bank? My bank, where, example, if I don't have a ATM, if I don't have any mobile app in my bank, I cannot give service to any of these new generation people. But I am expecting I need to improve my business. I have to do, basically we are doing, giving loans to the existing customer only. We are renewing it. We are closing. We have restricted to the same people of customer who are already with us, that existing business. Now, if we are not giving this API technology or latest technology to the existing people, so they will not be able to do this. So now, like I said, RBI is saying we have to follow these rules, API has to be involved. Thus, we are thinking API is some technology that has to be adopted. Now, in the market, there are a lot of fintech companies where they are helping us to do cross business. So they are attracting the customers, they are giving it to us. So we have to finance them. Being a banker, I have to focus on financing and whether any risk is there in that finance, that I have to focus on. Now, even after so many things, so many fintech from last 2022, lot of fintech summits are happening, so many fintech companies are coming, but still none of our bank or most of our bank, we are not associated with the fintech people. For digital lending, still we are hesitating to share our data to these fintech companies, thinking that it may get misused, it may get tampered and all. Now everybody knows. For example, I will give one single example. So we are booking one air ticket. So I need a credit card. I don't have a credit card, but I need some money. So I have to depend on some digital payment system where digital finance is available. Bank is ready to do finance, but my kind of bank or urban bank, we are not able to approach those people because we are not present in the digital platform. So who is going to give this digital platform? Fintech companies are going to. So we have to become open banking, not the legacy banking, traditional banking. So please go for a open banking finance. Then only we'll be able to do this thing. Now, what are the challenges if we are getting in through API? Okay, one is modular technology modules, which we have to change our existing CBS technology to scalable to use this API. Now, most of the banks already with the existing CBS vendor like 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, they are struggling with those CBS, still they are continuing with any solution we want, we are depending on them only. Any solution we want, we are asking them, please give an idea, sir, this is RBI has introduced this thing. So what I have to do? We are dependent on these CBS people for everything. But we are not focusing on these fintech companies, where if we grow these fintech companies, they can give, like one fintech company is having 10, 15 banks. He can use that fintech platform to give it to so many people, and he can offer those services in a shared module. Then the cost of having that usage will be reduced. So one fintech company servicing 10 companies means whatever the cost he has used on that one, it will be divided by in 10 banks. So then ultimately what we will be paying them, only the transactional fees or platform fees. These are the minimum things what we can do. So if any fintech company is providing me a 1 lakh loan, which I can digitally finance, I can pay him platform fee and the transaction fee. Let it be some nominal, like we are charging processing fee, insurance, everything we are charging. Let us have one more API, that is the basic percentage of that amount. If they are giving more number of transactions, if they are giving more number of business to us, then we can use that. Now what we are doing, we are not at all planning to use this API. We are not ready to take that API into our ecosystem. That is one of the problem what we are. Now why this is happening? Ultimately, everybody is saying that API means if I am sharing my information to some fintech company, they will misuse it. This is the only thing. Now, we should have that platform where, for example, if I am registering any of the app now, first what it will do the registration, it will do SIM binding, whatever technology is there. So we have to make sure that when I am selecting a fintech or an API, you make sure that all the security things are, whether it is there or not. So have that things, security, keep it ready, then you have to use it. Ultimately, what we have to do, we have to plan to monetize that API. Not I am going to invest, RBI has told, I have to give Neft RTGS service. So now earlier, most of this fraud, what and all we are telling, these are all coming through file-based system. We are sharing our servers. Everybody will tell, sir, this is my server, this is my switch server, this is my Neft server. Ultimately, I am not able to access those things sitting at, the IT person is not available 24/7 in the bank. He is sitting at home, Sundays are there, holidays are there. So what we are doing, forcefully we are telling, please install AnyDesk, please install UltraViewer. So for my convenience, I am exposing the entire core system, which is with my premises. Data is with me. Still, somebody is stealing because of our ignorance. That whatever the necessary security has been told by RBI, that we are not. So instead of that, like if we are going to cloud, make sure that the data center or RDC or recovery data center is as per the standard. Now everyone, ISO 2007 is there, CMMI level 5. Please make a list of things which should be there. Then only I will select this software. Then only I will select this fintech. Then I will be. Now everybody, sir, I was not aware of these things, sir. I took one software. Then so many things will come in the market. So many technology upgradation will come. Then I am dependent on the CBS. So what CBS people are doing or want, they will charge, sir, you want this facility? Okay, I will give this service. I will charge you 1 lakh. I will charge you 2 lakh. This is what is. We are thinking that these are all investment. No. Because we have not selected that kind of software, or we have not gone through the RFP or what is required. Please make a list of things or your playbook where you are going to see that this is the standard what we have to follow in order to select a software. Just they are giving at a lower price, just they are giving at a minimum price. So don't go for that. Go for first make a list of things what should be there and focus on the security aspect also. Then if you select a software, I don't think you will be facing a problem. Everybody will say, sir, I have certified with ISO 2007, sir, I have a CMM level 5, sir, I am with VWork, sir. But we don't have any system or we don't have any expertise who will see that these things are there in that bank, company or not. So without seeing blindly, we are going with them. So make sure whenever you are selecting a software, plan for next 5 years or 10 years, see what is coming in the market, what future technology is there, whether those softwares are capable to scale to that level. Then only we have to do. Now, API, now most of the problem what we are facing, for example, I have to fetch CKYC number, I have to fetch credit score, I have to fetch. Now I am directly not using my CBS, I am using different portal to get all these information. How if I have a fintech company where I can get these APIs ready so that I can fetch this data immediately. Now to get a credit score, I have to sanction a loan, I have to get a credit score. Now I will depend on that portal, I will log in there, I will take a credit report, I will make a note, then I will put it in my CBS, then I will say, okay, your CIBIL score is so and so, so I have to charge you this much. If the same thing, if I add a API, then directly by fetching my basic data, like what I am doing in the CIBIL score, I am putting my phone number or PAN number, give that API facility in my CBS itself, where I can enter my data in the CBS data, let it fetch that credit score, let it fetch that, identify that PAN card validation, let other validation, CKYC, let my CBS do that. For this, these fintech companies are all providing these API services. If these API fintech companies are more and more banks, if they are getting, then definitely the cost will be reduced, and it will be at the end of the day, it will be just, you will see like Swiggy platform, they are charging you only transaction fee and platform fee. So this will happen in our industry also. So we should be focusing on API driven ecosystem, not storing huge data, everything I am doing, I am storing everything. This API, anytime I want a balance, I just send an API, get it. I need not to store it. I want other validation, I need not to store it. Just use a API, get it validated, corrected. So I wanted to update my address. Every time customer will come, update it. If it is a Aadhaar based API one, so whatever Aadhaar data is already updated in Aadhaar portal or whatever, so just fetch that data and get it. So please plan for API implementation, put that in our banking ecosystem so that it will be easy for you. So more and more API driven technology if you are adopting in your bank, I don't think it will be a huge issue for you.
Perfect. Thank you so much. You have given two new perspectives, I would say. One is tapping a new market, and second is requirement analysis. That becomes a critical point. So, Amithji, for you, Harish has briefly touched upon cybersecurity, and we are going to have next panel discussion on the same point. But for benefit of this panel discussion, if you can just throw some light on the cybersecurity, that would be really helpful.
Yeah, sure. Good afternoon to one and all. So basically, cybersecurity in the major first, now ಯಾವ vendor, sir, like sir said, what type of software we need to choose, whether it is safe, whether it is user friendly, whether it is, it can be accessed by anyone. So ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಡಿಫೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ನಾವು ತೊಗೊಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ some of the vendors are there recognized by RBI. ಕೆಲವರು ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರಲ್ಲಿ ಲೋಕಲ್ ವೆಂಡರ್ಸ್ನ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕಾರಣ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಬಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಟು ದಿ RBI ರೆಕಗ್ನೈಸ್ಡ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ಸ್, AMC ಕಂಪ್ನೀಸ್, ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಲಿಟಲ್ ಬಿಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಕಂಪೇರ್ ಟು ದಿ ಲೋಕಲ್ ವೆಂಡರ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದನ್ನ ಈ ವೆಂಡರ್ ಚೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲು ಅದು ಮಲ್ಟಿ ಟಾಸ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತಾ, ಅಥವಾ ಲೈಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಎಕ್ಸೆಪ್ಷನಲ್ ರಿಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ತೆಗಿತೀವಿ ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. So whether it has been used by same person or it has been misused by another user, so ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಏನಂತಂತಂದರೆ ಸೈಬರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಕ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರಲ್ಲಿ DC ಹಾಗೂ DR ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಈ DC DR ನಾವು ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎವ್ರಿ 6 months ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ನಾವು DC DR ಡ್ರಿಲ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ದಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ DCನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. DC ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಂಟರ್, DR ಅಂದರೆ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ರಿಕವರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಸೆಂಟರ್ನ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಸೇಮ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಕೂಡ ಡಿಸಾಸ್ಟರ್ ರಿಕವರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಸೊ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಾಗಿ ರನ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ ಇದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಡೇಟಾ ಪ್ರೈವಸಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಬೀನ್ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇದಾದ ನಂತರನೂ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈಗ ಕೆಲವರು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯಾರೂ ಕೂಡ ಈಗ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿವೈರಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇದೆ, ಆ್ಯಂಟಿವೈರಸ್ನ ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅವರ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಸೊ ಎವ್ರಿ ಇಯರ್ ಅದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲೇಷನ್ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು, ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಯಾಕೇಜ್ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಹಿಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ VAPT ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ವಲ್ನರಲಿ ಅನಲಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ, ಪೆನಿಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಲೂಪ್ ಹೋಲ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದೆ, ಏನೇನು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಇದು ಆಡಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ನಾನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದೂ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಇನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆದಂಥ ಒಂದು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಇದನ್ನು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ನಾವು ಇವಾಗ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ನಾನು ಮುಂಚೆ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ SBIನಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಟೂ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಥೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್, ಲೈಕ್ SBIನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸಮ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಬಟ್ ವೆದರ್ ಇನ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ RBI ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಮೇಡ್ ಅ ಮ್ಯಾಂಡೇಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ದಟ್ ಈಚ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎವ್ರಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 2 factor ಅಥೆಂಟಿಫಿಕೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಬಹುಶಃ ಮೇ ಬಿ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋಗೆ ಸುಮಾರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ, ಬಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಇಂಪ್ಲಿಮೆಂಟೆಡ್. ಅದು ಮೇಜರಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಸರ್ ಈಗ ಅದನ್ನು. ಸೊ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾ ಪ್ರೈವಸಿನ ನಾವು ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ಕೋತೀವಿ ಅಷ್ಟು ಡೇಟಾ ಥೆಫ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋದಿರಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟಲ್ಲಿ. ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದರೆ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಈಗ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ CVS ಇಂದ ನಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಫೈರ್ ವಾಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ ಫೈರ್ ವಾಲು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನದ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಫೈರ್ ವಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅದು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ ಸರ್ ಅದು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ DCDR ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಫುಲ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ವೆದರ್ ಅದು CBS ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿದೆಯಾ, ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಾ ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿದೆಯಾ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ. ಈಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದೂ ನಿಮಗೆ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸಾಗಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅದು. ಸೊ ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಆ್ಯಂಟಿವೈರಸ್ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಶುಡ್. ಮತ್ತು ಈಗ ರೆಗ್ಯುಲೇಟರಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಯನ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ನಾನು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೇಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದರೆ, ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಜನಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟೋ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಕಾರ್ಡಿಂಗ್ ಟು ದಟ್ RBI ಗೈಡ್ಲೈನ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಇದೇನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋಆಪರೇಟಿವ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದು, ಮೈನ್ಯೂಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ನಮ್ಮದು. ಸೊ SBI ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ HDFC ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಯೂತ್ ಸೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಅವರು ಅಪ್ಗ್ರೇಡ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಥರ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಆ ಥರ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ನಾವು ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಇನ್ಹೆರಿಟು ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ ಡ್ಯೂ ಟು ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಎಫೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಪವರ್ಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗು. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಈಗ 10 years ಅಥವಾ 15 years IT ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ದೆಮ್ ₹1,00,000. But whereas in youth sector, it is a minute thing for them. But whether it compared to the cooperative banking sector, it's a huge investment for the banking sector. So, Nanna on the, I mean, according to my opinion, security should be it should be very high, and each and every time it has to be safeguarded by everyone, sir. Not only the IT person has to safeguard the complete cyber security. It is their own responsibilities and each and everyone's responsibilities. Since what happens, like if you are using some operation windows, sometimes they will be, if there is no any other work, they'll try to use the other websites wherein it goes for the third party outsourcing these things. See, for an example, ಈಗ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ್ದಾದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಅನ್ನೋನ್ APK ಫೈಲ್ ಬಂದರೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಅನ್ನೋನ್ ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಏನಾಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಕಾಶಿಯಸ್ ಆಗ್ತೀರಾ, ಕೆಲವರು ಎಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಾ. ಎಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾಗ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎನ್ ಹಾರ್ಮ್ಫುಲ್ APK ಫೈಲ್. ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಡೇಟಾ ಮಿರರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಮಿರರ್ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನಿಂಗ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದ್ರ ಡೇಟಾ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಟುವರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ದಿ ಅದರ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಸೊ ಇದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದಕ್ಕೇನೆ ನೀವು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸೇಫಾಗಿರ್ತೀರೋ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಪರ್ಸ್ನಲ್ ಡೆಸ್ಕ್ಟಾಪ್ಸ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಸೇಫಾಗಿಟ್ಟರೆ, ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಪ್ರಿಮಿಸಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So this was an interesting panel discussion. Amith also shared his view. So what I have understood and what I can conclude from this, that banks and technology provider or the program manager, so the person or the company at the other end of the technology, they have to work in a symbiotic relationship. It should be the two-way communication between both the parties to understand each other's requirement and expectation, so that there will be more lesser complaints and more of a collaboration which can put together work toward the growth of cooperative banks as well. And we can see new avenues also touching, right, how it was mentioned that to tap the new generation also to cope up with their expectation. So yes, the expectation is that there should be a collaboration, no competition. And yes, so that's the need of the hour when it comes to transformation, digital transformation of the country. So just attempting something, so ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ adjust ಮಾಡಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ತುಂಬ to everyone. Thank you so much.